So let's talk about why your credit card balance is not going down and how even now you're feeling like, well, wait a minute. I paid a higher payment than I paid the month before and it's still not moving. But first we got to start with a little story. So me and my homegirl, we was about to go out and I had paid for what we were going to do already. And she was zelling me her amount, her portion. And so as she's going in and she's not even thinking about it, right? She's like, dang, this credit card has a $3,000 balance. It's like it has not moved. I don't understand what's going on. She's not thinking that she's talking to me and I'm into personal finance and you know, she's just saying it to herself as she's doing it and like we're getting ready. And I was like, well, wait a minute, hold up. What do you mean? Because you can't say to me that your credit card balance is not going down and you're making payments and I don't ask questions. So she basically explained to me that she had paid the card off previously, but she needed it for an emergency situation that came up. And so she charged a little over $3,000 for a year ago. So she was making a little bit more than the minimum payment on the card and the balance was not moving. Like, how much are you paying? She tells me she's paying $100. I'm doing quick math. Not girl math, but quick math. And I'm like, okay, her minimum payment is about $90. She's paying $10 extra, right? Now, granted, this balance was above $3,000. Was it heavily swayed towards like $4,000, but it was lower $3,000. So I'm like, okay, it's been a year. And I'm like, oh, I know what the issue is, right? So she was like, what? So this is what I'm coming to tell y'all. In my friend's situation, we're just going to use the blanket $3,000 because that's just the easiest way to do it. My friend has a $3,000 balance on a credit card. Now, I don't know what her credit card interest rate is at the moment, but you know what I'm going to do? Give me a second, because I have a card at the same company. So let me go look at that interest rate on that card. Give me a second. Okay, got my phone. Let me see here. Okay, so looking at this card. Okay, so this card has, it looks like, let's just round it down. So this card has a 28% interest rate, which is real disrespectful because this card doesn't have a balance on my end, but I know that the interest rate before interest rates started going up, I think this interest rate on this card was somewhere in the like 17 and it's already at 28, which is crazy to me. But anyway, basically, and that does not mean it's her interest rate because I am not going to sit up here and say that they move up on everybody the same way. I have no idea. I don't know what her original interest rate was, any of that. But let's just say she has a 28% interest rate. So what is happening here is that when my friend is making her $100 payment on her card, $10 of that payment should be going towards her principal. But what I know for sure is she's making a $100 payment and then they are coming back behind your payment, right? And they're charging the interest on the remaining balance. So when they charge interest on the remaining balance, that takes your balance back up. So let's just use an example. I'm going to keep using her $3,000. So my homegirl, she paid her $100. Now her balance is $2,900. So when they go to calculate the interest on that remaining balance, let's just pull up a credit card interest calculator. Let's see here. My homegirl's balance is 3. I don't know if her APR is 28%, but that's what I'm going to use because why is my card 28%? So disrespectful. It is a 30-day billing period. This is asking for your billing period, right? According to this calculator from NerdWallet, which I will drop below, shout out to NerdWallet. The calculator says that, let's say she makes her $100 payment. I'm going to round up just to make it easy numbers wise. Her balance goes down to $2,900, right? And actually, I did this wrong. Let's redo this because I want to be real about it. Let's get it right. Let's get it right, okay? So $2,900 balance, 28% APR, 30-day billing period. So her interest is $67.49, right? I am just going to say it is $67 just to make even numbers, right? So my homegirl is paying her $100 payment, right? $100. And then her balance goes to $2,900. And then the credit card company charges their interest, which turns out to be $67. And so now her principal balance has only gone down by about $33. Her balance has now gone back up by $67. So her balance is now $2,967. So even though she made a $100 payment, because of the interest that is going to be charged, she only has paid down her principal by $33. This is why I talk about the new minimum payment method, which I talked about in my last video, but I will reiterate it again. With the new minimum payment method, it's best on credit cards, but you definitely can do it like with your student loans, or even your, like if you're paying off a car, personal loan, things like that. But what you do is you look at your statement and see how much interest did they charge you the previous month. This is when you first start the process. So in my friend's case, they charged her $67 in interest. Her minimum payment is really $90. She's been paying $100 thinking she's making a little bit of dent to try to, pay it off faster. We're going to stick with her $100 because that's the minimum payment she has decided to make. Her new minimum payment for this credit card needs to be at least $167 every month so that she can make a dent, especially if she doesn't have like a lot of extra money to put towards it. She needs to at least pay $167 every month so that she can knock down the balance. Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to check the interest every month. No, the thought process behind this is to make it easy. So when you start, you look at what you paid in interest, and that payment you set is the payment. That's the payment. It doesn't change. It's $167 until you get to the end, and it's probably going to be, maybe that last payment is going to be less, but it's going to be $167 until you get to the end. Now, this only works if you are not charging the card. In my friend's case, she hadn't charged the card since. But unfortunately, with the climb in interest rates, and I don't know if you've noticed, but the interest rates, even though they are cutting interest rates now, and hopefully the interest rates on your cards will come down also, like as the interest rates had gone up with the Fed, so had the interest rates on your credit cards. When you make your payment going forward, especially if you do not have a lot of extra money, this is the way to try to make a dent in your payments, to bring it down, and also to make sure that your payment is going to the principal so that you can get that balance down faster. You're going to pay that minimum payment that they said plus the interest. So when they charge the interest again, at least your balance went down by the actual minimum payment. In my friend's case, $100. I talk about this method more with examples in my ebook, which the link will be in the description below. If you're looking to start your debt payoff journey, then definitely check out this video here. I take you through the process, and I'll see you next week with an all new video.